Wife cheated on me with my boss, her college ex. The fallout was glorious. Part 1. I, 36M now, 32 when this happened, was with Mel, 32F then, for 7 years. Married for 3 when it went to hell a few years ago. Mel was intelligent, beautiful, and kind. A woman at one time I wanted to build a family with and spend the rest of my life with. She still is intelligent and physically attractive, but I eventually discovered that she has a rotten soul. I will forever be grateful to the prenup my dad recommended and that my former state considers inherited assets, separate from marital ones. And I thank whatever higher power is out there that we never had kids. It all began 6 months before what I now call the reckoning. We had gone to a party my now former company threw. I am an engineer working on power infrastructure. She worked in finance, though she might still be doing that. I really don't know or care. Anyway, also in attendance was Kyle, then 34M. A smug asshole who got to his position, overseeing a project that I worked on, through a toxic mix of charming the right people and a dash of nepotism, with his uncle being my company's CFO. He was also Mel's boyfriend from college. They wound up talking most of the evening until we left. I should have known something was off because Mel was not in the mood before going to bed, despite earlier promising some fun times before we had gone to the party. That was the beginning of our downward slide that ended in divorce. We only had sex once during the 6-month journey of misery, and that was only 3 weeks into it. By month 2, we barely kissed. By month 3, she would turn her head and offer her cheek if I went to kiss her. Of course, by then I already knew and had evidence, but I was still playing the dutiful yet clueless husband until I was ready. She still said the right things: love, children, how she longed for me when I was away. But there was no action behind those words. Speaking of me being away, after the party, Carl became even more insufferable, especially towards me. He dropped hints on everything from reminding me that he's in charge to how incompetent I'm not, to the big one, reminiscing about his college relationship with my wife. But mostly he liked to send me on trips. Now our project had a lot of travel requirements. We planned to spread them out among the team. Kyle overruled that and sent me on every trip, which was every other week at points and weekending over a few times. When I was back, he liked to throw extra tasks to keep me late. It was on the second trip, 5 months from the reckoning, that I met a guy, Randall, who had been part of Kyle and Mel's college friend group, but was no longer in touch with them. He told me that they were closer than I thought and that they had seriously discussed marriage. It didn't work because Kyle was a year ahead and he took an overseas job after graduation. Now, Mel's romantic past before we met was her business and I normally wouldn't pry. But when that romantic past was now my supervisor who took a delight in making my life miserable, it became my business. On a rare day off at home, I purchased some discreet cameras and placed them in corners of the house installed by a friend of my brother's who was police and specialized in surveillance. He connected them to existing wires so they remained powered without visible plugs. I even got a special router for them that would not pop up on anyone's phone or laptop unless they had a special app that existed only on my laptop, and I always took mine with me. Paranoid? Sure, but just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they aren't after you. Illegal? Not according to my lawyer, Margaret, an experienced attorney who had seen nearly everything. Here's where my mention of inherited assets comes in. My house was once owned by my paternal grandfather, who owned a number of houses as rental properties and died a wealthy man. He left each of his grandkids, me, my brother, my sister, and our 2 cousins, a property and a small trust fund to make any repairs or upgrades. I took possession a year before Mel and I were engaged. Her name was never on the deed and she never contributed anything beyond her share of utilities. Sure enough, while I was away on the next trip, Carl came over and he and Mel were having an affair. She did things to him and let him do things to her that she never would with me, even when our sex life was at its most passionate. As much as I wanted to confront them, and I sure as hell did, I knew going in angry would not end well for me. So, I took a few breaths and began to plan.